Have you ever heard a song that instantly took you back in time? Maybe it's the one song your dad always played for you in the car on the way to school. For me, that song was Don't Stop Believin' My Journey. Maybe it was the first song you danced to. Maybe it was the soundtrack of your childhood. Or maybe it's that one song you simply can't escape on TikTok. Whatever the song is, you know the feeling. Music has this strange, magical power. It bends time, it freezes moments, and it brings you backward. Sometimes even helps you imagine the future. And nowhere is that time travel more alive than in musical theater. A regular song might remind you of a moment, but a musical does something deeper. It ties music to characters, conflict, and change over time. You don't just hear a feeling, you watch it evolve. That's why musical theater is so uniquely connected to time. It doesn't exist in one moment, it exists across moments. Because musical theater isn't just entertainment. Every note, every lyric, every harmony tells a story about who we are, who we've been, and who we eventually want to be. Before Apple Music, Spotify, vinyl, or even the first Broadway stage, people used music to tell stories. Ancient Greek theater used huge choruses to sing the emotions of the crowds. In the 1800s, people crammed into packed theaters with no mics, no fancy lighting, just to feel stories brought to life. Through song, Greek choruses didn't represent one person, they represented everyone. They showed how time affects a whole society, not just an individual. That idea still exists in musicals today. One entire cast sing together to show shared struggle, shared joy, or shared hope. Then came the golden age of musical theater. Rodgers and Hammerstein, Cole Porter, Leonard Bernstein, or West Side Story, Guys and Dolls, My Fair Lady. These musicals weren't just art, they were time capsules. If you listen closely, you can hear the world they lived in. Their hopes, their fears, their values, their humor. Take West Side Story. It captured a moment when America was struggling with immigration, identity, and generational conflict. It took Romeo and Juliet, a centuries-old story, and placed it in 1950s New York, proving that emotions don't age, but settings do. Times collide in that show. Old stories, new struggles, one tragic ending. Musicals captured what mattered in their time, and they still do. Think about Rent, Hamilton, Six, Dear Evan Hansen, Hadestown. They reflect the conversations our generation is having about identity, history, mental health, feminism, racism, justice, and belonging. Rent is obsessed with time, literally. How do you measure a year? This show takes place over one single year during the AIDS crisis when time wasn't guaranteed. Characters live like every moment could be their last. Love is rushed, dreams are fragile. Time isn't something you waste, time is something you survive. That's why Ren doesn't measure life in clocks, it measures life in love. Hamilton asks one massive question. Who gets remembered? Who lives, who dies, who tells their story? Alexander Hamilton sings faster than everyone else because he's racing against time. The music uses rapid-fire lyrics to show urgency, ambition, and fear of being forgotten. And in the end, the show flips the timeline. Eliza Hamilton becomes the one who tells the story. Time isn't just lived, it's written. In Six, the wives of Henry VIII step out of history books and into the present. They don't want to be remembered for how they died, they want to be remembered for how they lived. The concert format collapses time. 16th century women singing 21st century pop. It asks, who controls history and how do we rewrite it? Dear Evan Hansen lives in the digital age where time moves fast online but slow emotionally. Text replaces conversations, posts replace honesty. Evan's loneliness exists in real time, but his lies exist forever on the internet. The show shows how modern time doesn't heal everything, sometimes it just archives it. Hadestown tells a story that's already happened, and yet it keeps telling it again. The show reminds us that history repeats itself. People fall in love, people lose hope, people try again anyway. The ending never changes, but the meaning does. That's time as a loop, not a line. Every musical is a timestamp, a sonic snapshot. Each era has a sound that defines it. The Roaring '20s had jazz. The '70s gave us rock operas like Jesus Christ Superstar. The 2000s handed us Wicked, where we all tried and failed to belt-defying gravity. Speaking of, Wicked literally re-examines time. It takes a story we thought we knew, and it tells it backward. Villains become heroes, truth becomes perspective. It asks, what if history got it wrong? Time is always moving forward, but music helps us pause it. You can hear a single note, and suddenly you're reliving a whole year, a whole friendship, a whole version of yourself. Here's the magical thing about musical theater. It happens in real time, in front of real people, and it only happens once. When Elphaba belts defying gravity, it's not about hitting that high note. It's about breaking free. When Alexander Hamilton shouts, "I'm not throwing away my shot," that's ambition captured in one explosive breath. Every performance exists for one audience only. Even the same song changes depending on who's listening. That's why theater doesn't just show time, it creates it. So, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to create something together. So I'm gonna be playing a song and singing, and I ask you please sing along with me. It's called Maybe from Annie the Musical. I'm sure some of you guys know it at least. Or I hope. Okay, your starting note is a G. Please sing along. Right there, you have no reason not to. Maybe far away, or maybe real nearby. He may be pouring her coffee. She may be straightening his tie. Okay, so now that that's over with, I need all you guys to think about something. That was the only performance of Maybe from Annie the Musical at NC Stage in downtown Asheville, North Carolina by this crowd for the Franklin School of Innovation's TEDxYouth event, ever. And that's what makes theater so beautifully human. It's permanently temporary. So I created my life into a timeline. When I was 5, Annie taught me, the sun will come out tomorrow, and at 5, that's really all I needed. When I was 10, The Wiz taught me, if you believe in your heart. And now, I think I'm starting to realize something. Every one of us, each and every single one of us, just wants a solo in the story of our lives. Time passes always, but what we do with it, that's up to us. In Rent, one of the most famous songs, closing songs in musical theater history, asks us, how do we measure a year? Not in days, not in hours, not in minutes. You measure a year in love, because time moves forward, but music keeps us connected forever. Time will pass whether we sing or not, but music decides whether we remember. So I'm gonna make another memory with you guys. Okay, I'm excited about this. Okay, this is Seasons of Love from Ren, and I really know you guys know this one, and I'll sing along a bit more for this one. Okay. Starting note is a G again. You ready? 525,600 minutes. 525,000 moments so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles of laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in a life? So now that the curtain closes, I want to thank you guys so much for giving me your time. I had a lot of fun, and I really hope you did too, and I hope you took away at least something from this talk. I want to exit the stage leaving you here with one quote. We don't get to choose how long moments last, only how deeply we live inside them. Thank you guys so much.